Welcome everyone to my tutorial series of how to make a Runescape private server. If you like this tutorial or want to see more videos, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the video. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you guys how to finish the Combat Instructor tutorial, as well as how to implement him to work, do his NPC, spawn locations, and item, object, and all that sort of stuff. And a few other things. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is open up our Eclipse, get into our project, and then go into this part here underneath Feather Server. It'll say data or data. Click on that. Then we want to click on the NPCs, and we want to open up the unpack spawns list. Then we want to do map, and we want to do the unpack spawn list from there as well. So now that we've got both these, we need to add in the following. So underneath this one here, which is underneath the map, we need to type in the following of these few items. Actually, no, this one here down the bottom, sorry. We need to type in 13690, which is the well, the unknown pool that we made in a couple of tutorials ago, with a 10 of type, sorry, and 0 rotation. And obviously the X, Y, and Z axis, and being true, which means it's a boolean clip, which means we cannot walk through the object. Now, once we've got that, Control S to save, then delete the pack spawns. Just click on it and press the delete button. I don't need to do so because I've already done this prior to this tutorial. Okay, so we're going to click out of that. We're going to go into this NPCs one. Now, underneath NPCs, we're going to find Tutorial Island. And we made the unknown rat, or whatever you called your rat. My item number for that, or sorry, the ID for that is 16197, and these coordinations of X, Y, and Z. Pause the video, type those down, and then get out of that file after saving. So Control S, get out of it, and then delete the pack spawns in there as well. Now minimize both those tabs, and let's kick it off with continuing on with this tutorial. So the first thing we're going to do is go into Dialog Handler, and I'm going to find Combat Instructor because I've already imported this. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the nearest value that we can use. We're going to type in this all the way up to here. So these three lines, I'll pause the video, write those down, and then we'll continue. Okay, so now that we're going to continue from that, NPC handler, we're going to do the same thing in NPC handler. We're going to find Combat Instructor, okay, and we want to do this else if statement here, which is these two lines. So else if npc.getID is equal to 944, and player.get dialog manager start dialog combat instructor NPC ID. Now pause the video, type that down. The NPC ID should be the same, obviously. The only difference is if you've named this different here. That's the only difference is. I've got my class as combat instructor, so that's what it is. Alright, once we've done that, Control S, save, click out of that. Now that we can load all that up, now the first thing we need to do in this file is we need to get all the bare bones to it. So what I'm going to do above all this methods, I want to do a // I'm going to type in chords, just so you guys can get this coordination quickly. So 3109 91520, and we're going to say that is Combat Instructor location. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. That's where we're going to teleport to in game if we're not there already. Next thing that we need to do is underneath that we need to type in public static void, right? Public static integer, so int, NPC is equal to 944, and the animation, so anim, is equal to 9827, right? And then we need to do another one, so a public static integer NPC, not NPC this time, sorry, it's sword, is equal to 9703. Then shield is equal to 9704. And then we want to say bow is equal to 9705. And then arrows, is equal to 9706. And then we want to do unknown, if I can spell, unknown meat is equal to 29992. And the last one that we're going to do is raw_meat is equal to 2132. Bang. Okay, now I'm just going to put an enter underneath unknown meat, so that way it drops it to the next line. It's a bit more neater for code, okay? Now, your unknown meat might be a different item ID compared to what mine is, only because I made mine that. Yours might be different. So if it is, just change it to that. Now, what I want you to do is, see how it says this interface ID and component? Just to make this a bit more quicker, we're going to put C instead of component, okay? And I'll explain to you guys why, all right? Because when we type in here, we don't have to type in component ID option 1. We just have to type in C option 1, C option 2, and so forth, all right? Make it a bit more quicker. So the first thing that we're going to do is underneath the start method. Or actually, no, we won't do the start method. We will do the run method first, because it is a longer one, and we'll get that out of the way. So we're going to go, switch. I'm going to open up a case. Stage, sorry. Sorry, today's just going to be one of those days, isn't it? All right, so once we've done that, we want to go case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6, case 7, case 8, case 9, case 10. 10 will be enough, and then at the moment I'm typing case 127 after 2 lines. Now we'll type in case 127 first, which is end, open and closing, bang, and then a break. Okay, control S and save. That's what we mainly need. I'll tell you how many cases we need. We need 13, so we might as well just completely do that. Case 11, case 12, case 13. All right, now that we've got all that, that looks neat-ish. Now let's go underneath case 1. The first thing that we need to type is send NPC dialog. Right, we want to do NPC anim quotations that. Underneath that, we need to do stage is equal to and break. Okay. Now inside here, we're going to say choose an option. Right. Once we've done that, we're going to put that at the end of that. Oops, I don't know why that did that. Get rid of that. So let's go here. And we're going to say, sure, I wish to learn more about combat. Right. We're going to press enter here, so it gives us that. But the thing is, we don't need that plus. That plus is going to cause an error. We need that symbol. Okay? Don't use the plus. The plus will cause an error. So we're going to say I know plenty about combat. And then we're going to do brackets continue. Right? With a dot at the end. Now inside here, we can press enter again. There. And we want to go at the end of this and just press that. Okay. So now that we've done that, we want to say don't wish to learn. Okay. Now in stage 2, we need to do if. Now this is where we said before. C is equal to option underscore 1. And then we want to say if C is equal to option underscore 2. And then the last one, which is if. And then we will say C is equal to option underscore 3. Then we want to open and close on that. The next thing that we need to do is we've got to put a break here. Right. So the first thing that we need to do is in here is we need to do a send NPC dialog. And so we want to do NPC anim and that at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this quickly and paste that down 2 more times. So here, you're a prick. Don't. I hate when that does that. It's fucking stupid, but I've done it anyway. So the next thing that we're going to do underneath this, we want to go stage is equal to 5 and a break. Sorry, we don't need a break. We've already got a break underneath the whole code here, so we don't. My gosh, what are you doing today? We don't need a break there. So now let's go up to here and we'll type in the following. So, well let's get started, then adventurer. And then say, we can actually put a plus on this one here, because this will be like, yep, skipping lines sort of thing. We want to put a space inside that and go, at the moment, time is not our friend. Right? Once we've done that, we need to go down to option 2. And inside option 2, we need to type in, you know a lot about combat already. Alright, I'm going to go here, enter. So space and enter. And I'm going to say, oh my, are you sure you wish to continue without learning anything? Question mark. Okay. Underneath that, we're going to go stage is equal to 3. Okay. And underneath this one here is stage is equal to 127. But inside this part here, we're going to type in adventurer, or yeah, adventurer, come back when you wish to learn about combat. Alright, dot save. Now underneath case 3, we're going to do a send an options dialog. So send options dialog. And inside the send options dialog, we need to do choose an option. The next thing that we need to type in is that and that. So enter. My gosh. Enter and enter. Right, so inside this second one, I want to actually put that there at the end. Inside the second one, we need to type in the following, which is skip. And in the third one, we need to type in learn about combat. Okay. Now we're going to go stage is equal to 127. Sorry, not stage is equal to 127. It would be break. Stage 4 and then break, sorry. Stage equals 4. And then we put a break. Underneath stage 4, we need to do if C equal to option underscore 1. And then underneath this, if, and then we want to say C is equal to option 2. And I'm pretty sure we only had 2 options in that one, so that's even better. Now, it seems that we're getting an issue here. What did I do that's wrong? Okay, don't worry about that for a few seconds. Pretty sure that'll fix that when I save. C is equal to option underscore 2. There we go. I think I might have typed something else, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. Now that it's fixed, we're going to do a send NPC dialog. So I've just copied that before, so we're going to do that again. I'm going to say you have chosen, or whatever, to skip the learn about combat option. And we want to say stage is equal to 13. So stage is equal to 13. You'll understand why, because I didn't put this in exact order earlier. So I'll fix it and I'll show you what I mean. So start is equal to true on that one, and stage is equal to 5. Right. We forgot to add in up here the methods. So let's go up here quickly and please add in these. They're boolean. So public static boolean start is equal to false. Progress is equal to false. Complete is equal to false. And the last one, used well, is equal to false. Save that. Now go back down. Now that will work. So underneath case 5, which is where we're going to now, we're going to type in a send NPC dialogue again, and we're going to type in this. There is 3 combat styles you will learn. Oops, today, adventurer. Right? I'm going to say the first one, space, enter. Okay, so the first one we're going to learn is melee. The second is ranging. And the third and final combat style is magic. Space, enter. But you will learn about magic from the magic tutor. Okay. So once we've done that, we want to go stage is equal to 6. And we're going to put a break. Now, obviously up here underneath this options, can we please add a break underneath all that? So underneath this part here, case 4, I forgot to put a break. So make sure that break's there, and then we'll continue on. So now let's go underneath 6. I'm just double checking everything as I go through it, so there's less errors when we finish. So the next thing we're going to do is send the NPC dialogue again. And we're going to say in this one, so first of all, to equip any combat weapon or gear, you can do this, space, enter, by clicking on the piece you wish to equip. Melee or melee is up close combat. Space with either a weapon and shield or just a weapon. Now, I'm not going too much into it, but obviously we all know that there's more than that. But this is just the basics, you know. So we're going to teach in the basics. So stage is equal to 7 and break. Now, once we're under stage 7, we need to do a send NPC dialogue again. And we want to say, now to learn about ranging, you can equip a bow, crossbow, knives, darts, and more. That, press enter, space it, and go, but weapons like bows and crossbows require ammo to use them. But there is a few that have to be recharged. Press enter, press space, and type in speak with me when you wish to continue, adventurer. Okay, now that is going to say that start is equal to true. So if we skipped, we'll automatically go past this part and it'll start, right? If we don't, it will automatically go to this part when we go through and read it, and it will then skip again. So it will go up to starting off at the start method. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do. Stage is equal to 1, 2, 7 and a break. Okay, so now that we've got that underneath case 8, we want to send a player dialogue. Ooh, it's a player one this time. So we want to type in anim, and we want to do 2 quotations with a semicolon thingamajiggy at the end. Now we're going to say, sure, what do you need help with? Question mark. And we're going to say stage is equal to 9 and break. So stage equal 9 and break. Okay. Control S and save. Go to the next one underneath that. We're going to send a NPC dialogue in number 9. Now, you want to type in the following inside this. You see them rats near me. Something strange has happened to them. Press enter. Space, can you collect me a piece of meat from them? And then you want to say, you obtained I'm just doing this quickly, right? So 1 times sword. I'm not going to give him the actual name. Shield, bow, and 50 arrows. Right, with a dot at the end. Underneath that, we need to do a player.getInventory.add item. We want to say sword 1. We want to do the same thing again, player.inventory. So just type inventory and type add. And then we want to say shield 1. Then we want to do the same thing, player.getInventory.add item. And we want to say bow. And we want to give one of those. And then we want to say player.inventory.add item. And we want to say arrows. And we want to give it 50. The next thing underneath that is progress is equal to true. And stage is equal to 1 to 7. Then we're going to put a break. And that's continue. Underneath case 10, we need to type in a send player, right, dialogue. And inside this send player dialogue, we need to do a N. Is it? No, it's A&M. Sorry. I was having a mental blank then. Open 2 quotations and that. And we're going to say, what is it? What's wrong? With a dot at the end. Okay. Seems so basic, so easy. Stage is equal to 11. And then we want to say break. Now underneath stage 11, we want to do send an NPC one. We want to say UC adventurer. Right. These rats have been corrupted by something, but I am not too sure what has corrupted them. I wonder if we can clean the meat. Try using the, and then press enter space, meat on the well nearby. Please, adventurer, be quick. Right. Once we've done that, we're going to go used well is equal to true. Stage is equal to 1 to 7. And then we're going to do a break. Right. Once we've done that, give me 2 seconds. Thought I was going to sneeze then. Anyways, once we've got that done, the thing that we're going to do now, right, is underneath case 12. Right, I just want to make sure. Yeah, case 12 we're up to. We're going to do is send NPC dialogue. And inside this NPC dialogue, we will be, now I will be looking at a cure for this adventurer. Thank you for your help today. And I've actually stuffed that. That was meant to be your, and this is meant to be a space, a dot at the end. Press enter, go start, equals false, complete equals to true, and stage is equal to 1 to 7 and a break. Now underneath case 13, we just want to send an NPC dialogue. This is pretty quick, this part anyways. You say when you wish to continue, come speak with me. Okay. This should have been written earlier, but I forgot, so I just wrote it down here. Stage is equal to 1 to 7. And see, you can implement it and just change the IDs on it and get it to work. Like you could set it all in order again just by changing the IDs and putting this up there and whatever else you got to do. But I don't think there's any point doing that, so I'm not going to. Okay, so now let's go to the last part of this coding stuff, and then let's get into testing this code. So underneath the start method now, okay, we're going to do this. If and start is equal to false, and progress is equal to false. Now we want to send NPC dialogue, and we want to say hello adventurer, oops, adventurer, do you wish to learn about combat? Question mark. And then we want to say here stage is equal to 1. Here we want to do an else if, and we want to say start is equal to true, and progress is equal to false. And then we want to send NPC dialogue again. And in here we want to say, now that you have learned about combat, can you help me? Question mark. Then we want to say stage is equal to 8. Control S and save again. We want to do an else if, and we want to say here that start is equal to true, right? And progress is equal to true, and used well is equal to false, which I know I've done well wrong because it's a capital W, right? Open and close on that. So once we've opened and closed on that, we want to do this. If player.getInventory.contains the item unknown meat, one of them, right? If we contain that, then what's going to happen? And then we're going to do an else here. So else, if it doesn't contain it, something's going to happen here. So the thing that we're going to do is we're going to go send NPC dialogue. So I'll just do the quick way and go, oh my, it's even as worse as it seems. Right, underneath this, we want to, oh sorry, we want to go stage 10 underneath that one that we just did. So stage is equal to 10. I don't want to forget that. Do another send NPC underneath here and go come back when you have at least 1, and then we can say unknown meat. Right, and then we're going to go stage is equal to 127 as we normally would. We want to do, so that is there, but here's where we're going to do this code. So do the code here on the second one, do an else if, right? So once we've got this else if, which is to find out if start is equal to true and used well is equal to true. So if this happens, then we want to say if player.getInventory.contains item, and we want to say raw meat, and we want to say quantity of 1, then this will happen, right? Else this will happen, right? So what we're going to do in this one up here, right, is we're going to send an NPC dialogue and say, well done, adventurer, right? It seems we got to this earlier, oops, than we expected, right? Put a dot at the end. And the next thing we want to do is stage, not stage, we want to say player.getInventory.delete item, and we want to say raw underscore meat, and then we want to put 1 in there. And then once that's done, we also want to go stage is now equal to 12, right? Underneath this else one though, we need to send an NPC dialogue and say, you still have not gotten the unknown meat cleaned. Alright. And then we want to say stage is equal to 127. And then we want to AND that. The next thing that we want to do is underneath the second one here again, we want to do another else if. This is the last else if statement. So what we're going to type in here is complete is equal to true and start is equal to false. Right? And then we want to say send NPC dialogue, and we want to say continue up the ladder, adventurer. Press start, and then we're going to go stage 127. So stage is equal to 127. Save. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's go loader. Oops, not loader. My bad, people. Go launcher, then your loader. So once it's loaded in all this, we'll go straight in like we normally would. Right. Now, once we're in here, we will continue. We'll have a look and see if it works. So let's have a look. Few seconds. It's not that bad today. Alright, let's load it up. Keep forgetting I don't have WSAD for keybind, so I'm going to just use middle mouse wheel to pan around. Okay, so as you can see, here's this dude. This is the thing that we added in, the unknown pool, and we've got the rats. Okay, so we're going to click on this. We're going to go, hello adventurer, do you wish to learn about combat? Choose an option. Sure. Ah, okay, so looks like we've got an error. Let's have a look. What did I do? NPC and send some reason I've done a send NPC instead of a send options dialog. So change that to options dialog. Right, you want to get rid of this NPC anim out of it as well. You want to save that. That's my bad, and I'm very sorry about that. Now that we've got that fixed for 2 seconds, I just want to check the other one. Send options, yeah, cool. So they're both working. So we'll go test that. And there's one thing also I want to open up and show you guys. So if we go to our content unknown pool, there was a few settings I did change in this before this video. I forgot to tell you. So when we do all this, just make sure yours is the same as this. So now it's going to, if we fail, it will delete the item. If we successfully do it, it will delete the item and it'll give us the new item that we're going to need. So they're the two major things that we're going to do. And that is it for this code here, I'm pretty sure. So we can save that and just click out of it. Now, let's get back into it. I am so sorry I forgot to mention that at the start of the video, but glad I just thought about it then. Okay. So now let's get back into it. And I'm very sorry about that mess up. That was kind of my bad. I didn't realize that would have happened. I thought I typed in send options dialog. I was just getting too carried away trying to get this video out quickly for you guys to do another episode. So let's have a look. Alright, so now the dude's underneath us. We're going to speak to him. Hello, Adventure, do you wish to learn about combat? So now we've got these options now. So if I say do not wish, you'll say Adventure, come back. I'm just going to say I know plenty about it, so we can skip it. And just say skip. You have chosen wish to continue, come back and speak with me. So if we speak to him again, he'll say, now that you have learned about combat, can you help me? Sure, what do you need help with? And he'll say like this, and then he'll give me the items, which I'm going to drop that. Whoops, that's a little tricky one, isn't it? Anyway, not going to mention about that too much. We've going to look at that one later, boys. So anyways, now that we've got this, the items that we've got given and stuff, we can actually start attacking these rats. Now, the drop ratio, I'm not too sure if it's going to drop 100% all the time. See, that one there didn't drop. Let's click on the next one. Okay. The animation is a bit slow when they die and they come back alive. That might be a little bit of delay in its death animation or something like that, which you can twink with. Now, yous won't have the proper animation either. So you've just reminded me to show you about the animation stuff. Just give me 2 seconds and I'll show you. So once we've got this unknown rat meat, if we click on this, it failed and poisoned me. So now I've got to have to wait for respawns, right? So while I wait for respawns for 2 seconds, I'm going to open up that file and I'm going to give you guys the... Oh, actually, no, I don't have to open it up. In the description, there's going to be a link to download the combat definitions. So you'll be able to change your combat definitions with these ones, and it will give you all the animations all working correctly and stuff like that. So that way you can get all their, you know, attack animation, defense animations and stuff. I'm not too sure if I gave that to you this video or last video, but just in case I didn't, I'll put it in the description. Now that we've got that, so obviously, oh, it's worse than it seems. What is wrong? Like, you know, didn't do nothing. But if we clean that, speak to him, we're done, adventurer, and he'll say he'll be looking at a cure, and he'll say continue up the ladder. So obviously he works. So now we can continue up the ladder. All right. Now that we've clicked up the ladder, we've teleported up here as I showed you guys how to fix in the last video. Now for the next tutorial that we're going to be doing inside Tutorial Islands, which we're going to have a break from Tutorial Islands for maybe an episode or two, take a break between each. We're not going to work with banking systems because that automatically already works. So there's no point doing that. No point doing with this financial advisor crap, dude. All right. The next thing we're going to concentrate on is this bad boy over here at the church. So we're going to be learning about prayer. It's not going to be anything too special. It'll just show you where, like, you know, clicking on prayers and it drains and gives you a bit of information about it. It's just going to be a talk to sort of NPC. It's not going to have anything too special. No quest. Maybe, like, I might add in that you can use a certain item on his altar here and it will give you some prayer XP or something like that. Or you'll ask you to bury a bone or whatever. Then it'll check if you buried the bone or whatever, and if you have, then yeah, that's what it will do. So what we'll do is we'll do that, and then finally but last we'll get on to working on the magic tutor, and then complete off this tutorial islands and teleport us to any location we wish to desire to go to. I'll set him up so that way once you've completed the tutorial you can speak to him again and he'll have teleport locations. I think that would be a pretty good idea. Or he might give you a book that you can use a one-time teleport and that book will disappear. So you get to choose your location. I think that's a bit more better. Yeah, that will be a better idea. Alright, so hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.